You're just moments away from a brand new episode of WTF Nations Radio's Pop Culture Warrior, hosted by the dynamic duo, C.
Shine my face since I made my way out west, since I've been tied to fate. Here don't hold a candle to that home I left behind. I need that southern comfort to ease my troubled mind. Never go back home. I don't think they've ever lived this life I've come to know. But this'll be my resting place, no matter where I roam. So if I die before I get there, won't you send my body home? So take me back, baby, where the child in me lives and breathes. Take me back. The pale moonlight, the swan plays a perfect scene. So take me back, mama, way out past New Orleans. Well, it's been 10 long years since your sun has shined my face. Since I made my way out west, since I've been tied to fate. Here don't hold a candle to that home I left behind. I need that southern comfort to ease my worried mind. So take me back, baby, where the child in me lives and breathes. Take me back, mama, way out past New Orleans, where it's dark at night except the pale moonlight, the swan plays a perfect scene. So take me back, honey, way out past New Orleans. Where the southern pride, it runs deep inside. So don't you tread on me, motherfucker. Take me back, baby, where the child in me lives and breathes. Take me back, mama, way out past New Orleans, where it's dark at night except the pale moonlight, swan plays a perfect scene. So take me back, honey, way out past New Orleans.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, 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 one and all. Uh, I am dinking around with things, as you can tell, as I jacked up what I was trying to do here. That's okay. Uh, One moment. Let's all stand by. You know what? Show and things and what's happening and all the things and blah 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 blah. Let's bring in our co-host, Angry Elf, everybody.
Hello.
Well,
Hello, everybody. Welcome
I
to
try to-
episode 174. While CQ fixes everything, I'll just turn around and take over the show. This is the Pop Culture Warrior, where CQ keeps you up to date in all the ins and outs of the pop culture world so you don't have to. He's CQ, I'm Angry Elf, and take it away, CQ.
that was passable. That was actually passable. I'll
On
give
the
you a
fly, no
passing
rehearsal.
grade. I'll give you a passing grade on that one. For the life of me, I jacked that up because, yeah.
He didn't know which wire to cut. Didn't know if it was the
Oh,
blue one or the
man.
red one.
You know what it is? I gotta stop messing around with things. Prior to show. Oh man, you know what it is too. We had FTX this past weekend or this past Friday,
Yeah.
and I always forget jumping back and forth between those two shows. I have to change certain settings and whatnot, and yeah, I just I just forgot to change some of the
Oops.
settings. So it's all good. We will.
You need to get, once you get like full on into FTX, you need to get its own dedicated server.
Yeah, basically, but that's fine. It's all good. We'll fix it in post.
Exactly.
Hey, everybody. What's going to say? How are you guys doing? How's
All right. Cut. Take two.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This was fun. Yeah, just a baton of bad. You ever see those videos where like they're doing like the thing and they hand the baton and they're supposed to grab it and run with it, and then but like one person he ran past the other person or they didn't take it, they fell on the. We're having a bad start.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's because someone didn't say stick and hand the stick when they said
Yeah.
stick.
Yes.
I've been there.
Exactly.
I ran relays in high school.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome. Today is June 18th, and this is episode 174 of Pop Culture Warrior. Blah, 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 blah.
I said that already.
So much. Very excited, too, man. Lot happening. Lot going on. For those that tuned in on Friday for our kind of inaugural FTX, the full FTX launch. We had like a soft launch a couple weeks ago, but this was like the full real deal. We had a blast. We had such a good time. Lots of fun. We got off on a win. We played a cooperative game and we played the Back to the Future board game, which was a lot of fun. And in the end, by the skin of our teeth, like literally on the last roll of the game, we were able to get George and Lorraine to fall in love and get the DeLorean in place for when the clock tower gets struck at 10:04 p.m. And we got Marty back to the future with everything the way it should be. So
I've seen that movie.
I feel like this sounds familiar. Hey, everybody. Hey, is it King? King knows. Billy, what's going on? Yes, last minute messing around is exactly 100. Dude, my music player was all jacked up. The camera thing was all jacked up. The record, just everything. The signal was all jacked up. It sent the vertical to Facebook for some reason. It is what it is. It's fine.
CQ needs a producer. Anybody Anybody looking for a job?
Yeah.
Pays
So that's
$3.99.
the the problem when you're, when you're host, writer, interviewer, guest wrangler, producer, graphic guy, all the things is these things happen. But that's okay. That's okay. Part of the joy of watching this show is watching me make a complete ass of myself. And yeah, that's it's part and partial with the package. Real quick, very excited. Later tonight, we have comedian P.T. Bratton joining us. Very funny guy. I've known him for years. Extremely talented. Air Force veteran. Don't hold it against him. And
I
he's
like
here.
Air Force.
And he's here to talk about his up and coming career. He just filmed his debut comedy stand up special, which is now available. It's like available on Amazon and Apple TV and YouTube Premium or whatever, and just a bunch of places. So he's here to talk about that, and you're gonna enjoy that. He's a really funny guy. Should we talk about the big announcement? Should we jump right into it? I feel like we should jump right into it. What do you think? Hey, why are you on mute all of a sudden?
I'm not on mute.
Oh, you were just mouthing words? That was weird.
No.
Okay. Well, we lost you for a
bring
second
up
then.
again?
That was you. It's you. It's your fault.
Nope, that was not me. My hands are not on my keyboard. Nope, that was you. You were futzing around again. Damn it.
Okay. So very excited. Very excited. I've got some super huge news. A lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people don't know this. Even in-house here at WTF Nation Radio, some people don't know about this, which is pretty, I wanted to surprise folks. But I've got super exciting news. We've been kind of dancing around, and I've been hinting at what was coming for a few weeks now, but I finally got the green light. I can talk about it. I can announce it. We are thrilled to announce that we have a brand new collaboration with the amazing folks over at Hit Parade. For those of you who don't know, Hit Parade is a packed, full, how do I explain this? They secure autographed items from all over the world, from all over the biggest sports, biggest names, biggest events, biggest everything. They deal with cards, comics, memorabilia, jerseys, helmets, everything you can think of. And they basically package them up, randomize it, and then you basically buy a mystery box and you get this one of a kind, signed item. They've been voted best repack brand of the year 3 years in a row at Beckett's Industry Summit. And if you know anything about autograph signatures, Beckett is like one of the premier certifying bodies for authentication and autographs. It's easy to see why too. Hit Parade boxes give you a chance to chase top stars across sports, entertainment, and of course, pop culture. They have products specifically designed for all types of collectors. So if you're any kind of collector, there's a Hit Parade product for you. Whether you're a fan of sports, Patrick Mahomes, or you're into entertainment, so like Mark Hamill, Chris Evans, the possibilities with Hit Parade are endless. Each series is built with a limited number of boxes, typically about 100 boxes. So there's always a chance you're going to pull one of those big hits. So, in fact, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Hit Parade, right there. In fact, let's do this. Ta-da! Hit Parade. So I bought, because I do like my sports, I bought an autographed jersey, and you see these boxes are hand numbered. This was 18 out of 100. So they have everything from, like I said, cards, comics, books, props, scripts, posters, every type of sports equipment, baseball, hockey stick, helmet, jerseys. They have it all. Incredible collection of stuff. So What is our collaboration? What is our partnership? Well, this is where it gets really exciting for all of you. Throughout the month of July, Hit Parade will be sponsoring a giveaway for each one of our shows. Let me say that again. Every week in July, minus the second week because I won't be here, but every week in July, other than that one, we'll be giving away some incredible certified autographed items from all around the realm of pop culture. So we're talking, it could be a script signed by an actor, poster signed by a director, props, collectible toy, whatever, you name it, we got a chance at it. How this is going to work, and I've gone back and forth with those guys, is each week leading up to an episode. So this will technically start next week leading up to that July 2nd show. So in the week leading up to it, there'll be a post. You have to follow us on social media. You have to follow Pop Culture War because there'll be a post and it'll say, hey, this is the official entry to this giveaway. You'll do all the things you would normally, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. All the instructions will be in that post. And the first week, we're going to do it on Twitter. Second week, we're going to do it on Facebook. Or second contest, we're going to do it on Facebook. Third contest, we're going to do it on Instagram. And the fourth and final contest will be done live here on the show. So only somebody watching live that day will end up winning the last prize package. And they're going to send me these packages. So I will have the boxes here. They will be sealed. I won't know what's in them. So see, like, they have these like hermetic seals, right? So anti-tamper, whatever. They will be sealed. And what we're going to do is you'll win. Pick one of these boxes at random. I'm going to open it. We're going to do an unboxing live right here. Open it to see what's inside of it, and that is what you will get in the mail, courtesy of Hit Parade and their awesome things. So very excited. Yes. The question from the audience.
Yes. What about us Patreon members? Do we automatically get entered?
Yes. Okay. So the specifics again will be in each post, but for those people that are patron members, they get the same bonuses they always get for supporting the show. So if you're at the first level, you'll get one free entry. You're at the second level, you'll get 2 free entries. You're at the third level, you'll get 3 free entries on top of whatever you do to follow the rules as stated. So like if it's like, hey, follow us, follow Hit Parade, and, tag a friend or whatever it is, you do that, that's an entry plus all the Patreon entries on the side.
So go join Patreon time now.
Yes, that'd be a smart play to quadruple your chances of winning possibly. So yeah, we're still working out the minute details of like, we're saying like, maybe, tag a friend, and every tag you do, you get another entry. But I'm always concerned, like, I can't be going through thousands and thousands of entries for this. I do have to limit it in some way. So I think it's going to be
tag everybody on Facebook.
At everyone on Facebook, no. So it'll probably be like, you have to follow our page. You have to follow Hit Parade, like the post, comment on the post, share the post, whatever it is. You do that and you're in. So I'm very, very, very excited. This is truly a huge deal. This is an opportunity to win a really, these aren't cheap little knickknacks, okay? Not to say that the prizes I usually don't give away. Like I just built a prize pack for one of our past winners. Billy, I know you're out there. You're getting your package. It's tomorrow's a holiday. It's going in the mail the next day. But
yeah,
not to say that they're crappy gifts or prize or anything, but like this is huge. I was looking through the archives of some of the stuff that they've pulled out of their boxes. Like I saw one was a a Spider-Man script signed by Tobey Maguire. I saw there was like a Batman v Superman signed by Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. You know,
Ooh, I
like,
want that. I
yeah.
got a perfect spot for that.
So I mean, they give out some really, really cool stuff. Very excited to partner with them. They are super supportive of us and what we're doing. And like I said, you know, this is going to be a great partnership. You know, you can check out hitparadecollection.com. You can see all the stuff that they have, and they have a ton of this thing. And as a side note, on top, like, they haven't done enough of sponsoring the entire month of July. There's also, again, we're kind of working out those tiny bit of details. We have a couple days here before July, but they're going to give a discount code so that if you're not one to win and you really want to get yourself a box, or one for your friend, or one for your favorite pop culture co-host or host or co-host,
Co-host,
you'll
right here.
you'll have a discount code to save what a X amount of dollars. We're still working out the details, but you'll have X amount of dollars to save off of any purchase. So we're doing that as well. And no pressure to all those in the audience. If this goes well, they have told me that they could foresee a long-term partnership where maybe they sponsor every giveaway that we do. Not every week. Not every week. That would be crazy. But every time we do a giveaway, they might be like our sole sponsor and provider. I mean, maybe I'll throw in some things on top of it too, just because I'm that kind of guy. But needless to say, we really want this to go well. We want lots of people to participate, likes, shares, subscribes, comments, tell your friends, all those things. And very excited. It's gonna be big. I'm very excited.
If that was to happen, your backlog, you would have to clear that out like immediately. Like you would
Yes.
have to do a going out of business sale. Everything must go. You know,
I mean, yeah. Some of it my backlog of giveaway items. What I would have to do is just every time they did want, like, we gave away something of theirs, I just have to throw a bunch of stuff on top of it. Um,
I got a better idea. Just do a show where everybody that's in the audience just just gets a giveaway. They just send you a post
as
with their address.
I'm doing the Oprah Winfrey. You get a prize, and you get a prize, and
Yeah.
you get a prize. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I don't got it like that, man. Jesus, I wish.
I'll come up and help you box everything up. How about that?
What a minch. You're such a good guy. Um,
I'll even help you get them to the post office. How about that?
you're such a good guy. Oh God, you're so good. Hang
I
on a
know. I try. I try.
Uh, oop, I looped that myself. My bad. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm excited. I think this is something we've been working towards for a while, and it's yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Obviously, to be for them
I'm excited.
yeah, for them to take such a big gamble on us, like, that's a big thing, and it shows that we're growing, we're reaching more people, and we're very excited to partner with them. So more information will be coming out shortly. Like I said, the first giveaway will be what? It's like July 2nd.
It's in 2
So
weeks.
yeah, it's in 2 weeks. So literally after the show next week, that first post is gonna go up, and you'll have a week to accomplish whatever it is, the likes, the shares, the comments, the whatever it is. You'll have a week to do that, and be entered into the giveaway for the July 2nd show. And dude, it's gonna be cool.
Hey, if anybody wins RDJ's boxer shorts, I'll pay top dollar for them.
I don't know if that will be amongst the prizes, but it's good to know.
I'm just saying, top dollar for RDJ's boxer shorts.
Fair enough. All right, let's cover some pop culture stuff. How about that? Let's go with our
Sure.
namesake. Uh, Inside Out 2 just released in theaters. Have you seen it? Have you seen it yet?
No, no,
No?
we were too busy this weekend.
Mm,
Too busy.
yeah. Uh, I think you should see it. I think it's incredibly good. I took my son and
Yeah,
I was like, "Whoa, it hit like it hits, man."
yeah.
Especially with the new character anxiety. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's that hit right here." I was a uh little somebody's cutting onions in the theater, so it was just a little watery, but all
Yeah.
good. No, in reality, it was really well done. I think that a lot of movies going from the first to the second make a lot of mistakes. They either try to recapture the magic of the first one, basically making like a clone of it, and it doesn't hit the
Hmm.
same way because it's just a clone.
Yeah.
Or they go so far from the source material that it doesn't even feel like the same
A
thing.
sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they balanced this really, really well in touching kind of a lot of the things that they touched on in the first one and the feels and the tone while introducing lots of new concepts. And obviously now, hey, was it Riley's going through puberty, and so that changes the way people feel and think and act. And I think it was really well done. Really, really well done. And it shows because Inside Out 2 is still racking up numbers at the box office. And it came close. It was like the 4-day weekend. It came close
Yeah.
to being, well, the Monday came close to being the best Monday for a Pixar release ever. So they made $22 million on just Monday, on just yesterday,
Yeah.
Monday, which is the second best in the studio's history. The only movie that did better on a Monday was Incredibles 2, which made $23 million on their opening Monday. So about a million better. But still, with I think it's such a good thing with how bad the box office has been lately, and people were here basically putting up the flag like movie theaters are done, movie releases are done. For them to come out and pull in a huge you have
Yeah.
something you want to say.
Oh no, all I was gonna say is this is big. Yes, big for the freaking theaters. It's definitely big for old Disney. This is the first big win for Disney in 5 years,
Mhm.
and with any luck, in about 5 weeks' time, there's a little known
Yeah,
movie coming out, a little bit of freaking
we'll touch on
shickety
that.
shink.
We'll touch on that.
Yeah, this could be a big win for old Disney.
Yes. So with their second biggest Monday ever for Pixar,
Yeah.
forecasters have the sequel as the clear third best animated debut of all time. So this will be the third best animated release of just movies of all time. So right now, the Inside Out 2 worldwide box office is currently sitting at about 333 million after that big Monday showing. Just here in North America, the Pixar movie has already raked in $176 million and counting. And if that weren't enough for Disney to be smiling, projections have the sequel already looking at another 70 million this coming weekend. There's already like pre-sale for this weekend in the amount about 70 million. So I think with the good buzz, with the good press, with the good word of mouth, obviously us giving our recommendation for it, obviously
Seal of
we'll see
approval.
another 100 million easily, with our seal
100
of
million.
approval.
CQ, you're selling yourself short. At least 250 million from
At
the.
least, at least, at
Yeah.
least. So make no mistake, Inside Out 2 faced a lot of pressure before the release, right? Because we talked
Yeah.
about it internally, externally, critics. It just everybody was like, this could be make or break, and we're looking like it's gonna break good. The initial responses to the latest movie are great on Rotten Tomatoes. The movie still has a sky high approval rating among audiences, so Like we said, maybe this signals a return to high points for Disney, for Pixar, for movies. You know,
Hopefully. I mean, Disney needs a few good wins. I mean, last couple years they've just been beat up at the box office.
yeah, that's fair. And Billy says your man cave suggests you don't have top dollar.
Who's man cave? Mine or
My,
his?
I think mine. I'm gonna assume mine. I'm gonna assume mine because that's all right. That's okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Uh,
But no, the mouse needs. They need all they can get. What do you say?
Yes. That's fair. Oh, and it was directed at you. Actually, he just corrected. He was directed at you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Phil says, "How's the Thumb Toe children's book coming along?" It is happening. It is happening. It is on pause. It's on the back burner. Hasn't been forgotten. Hasn't been discarded. With FTX launching, I put a lot of time and attention into that. Obviously, I was telling Angry Elf here before the show that, I mean, I guess a peek behind the scenes. Obviously, when you're live streaming, you use software and systems and things. And I use this thing called OBS, and it's a broadcasting service or software. And I've been using kind of the same setup for years. And so I had some free time this weekend, and I kind of tore it all down and kind of rebuilt it. So to you guys, it's going to look almost identical. From my side of things, things are much more streamlined and processes. But also, as I'm getting used to the new setup, you saw what happened when we started the show. Still getting used to just kind of how everything's set up and what's happening. So forgive me as I get my sea legs under me.
He was sparking earlier. I saw sparks. He did something and the room lit up. I thought it was on fire. I thought I was gonna have to host the show by myself.
It's all right. It's okay. Totally fine. Totally fine. We're doing it. So, long story short, the Thumb Toe children's book is happening. It will happen. And I have my notes here. I literally they're not going anywhere. I have my notes. That's my scribbles for that. So yeah. He says Mad Mike is getting worse looking every show.
He's getting worse looking. I think I'm better looking.
That's funny. You guys are so mean. You're so mean. It's poor Angry Elf. So yeah. So I completely lost my train of thought. Where were we? What were we doing? I've lost.
You were talking about behind the scenes.
Yes.
Breaking down and rebuilding the system.
So, changes happening, things happening. I mean, people probably didn't even notice. I moved things around in the background. Some of the background changed. Angle of the show changed. Light setup changed. The monitors changed. A bunch of things changed. So, still
changed his underwear for the Tonight Show.
I changed my underwear for this. This is one of the few changes I've done. So things are progressing. But let's see. What else? Oh, we kind of touched on it a bit before, but Deadpool and Wolverine. Why the face? What's happening with the face?
I'm just saying. You mentioned our minds are linked because we both immediately went to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I have thoughts.
We're excited. It's the crazy thing, and this is kind of coming out of that first story, and that like movies are back. Deadpool and Wolverine, it's already guaranteed a box office hit. Like it's done. The only real question is how big of a hit is it going to be? Because current early projections claim that Deadpool and Wolverine is set to earn upwards of 200 to 240 million domestically in its opening weekend. So you got to think that is almost double of what Inside Out 2 made in its opening weekend. So, and that's a holiday weekend, if anything. So, I mean, that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. Um, Also, to caveat on that is that there has never been an R-rated movie that has opened to $200 million. Okay, so when you think of like, well, movies have hit 200 million, sure. No R-rated movie has ever opened to 200 million. So for Deadpool and Wolverine to be that first one to break that barrier, that would
That would be
be
epic.
huge. I mean, think first Deadpool movie, which was R-rated, 2016,
Yeah.
still holds the record for an R-rated movie opening. And this was in a February, not exactly the highest of movie earning months pre-pandemic, at the height of movie cinema. R-rated opening, it made 132.4. So to say it's going to go from, Deadpool 1, 132.4 in a February to 200 million post-pandemic in a July release, I mean, I could see it. I could see it,
Hold
you
on.
know?
Inflation calculator. Adjusting for that Deadpool came out in
2016.
2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
2016, and you're saying what it made what? 134 million?
134. Yep. 132, but yeah,
Well, we'll go with 134.
fair.
Well, I mean, 134 million from 2016 today is $173.35 million. So if Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine makes 200 or 250 million, it definitely smacks the snarkies out of Deadpool 1. Hey, I mean, I'm contemplating like getting with you behind the scenes and supporting a giveaway. If
Just
fans of the show, every time they go see Deadpool between Thursday night and Sunday night, if all they got to do is produce the ticket, maybe we give them something.
wait. We give them something? I mean,
We
if
we
you,
we we get behind the scenes and we'll talk about something. Hey, Pop Culture Nation, like go out there and go see Deadpool and
yes.
Wolverine. Get it to 300 million. You know,
Yes.
get it to be the
Yes.
good. You watch, there'll be somebody that goes to every showing between Thursday night and Sunday night and shows up with 40 ticket stubs.
Easy there, co-host. That's I like this coming in there. Easy there, co-host. Making a lot of promises. Making a lot of promises.
What's in my
Uh,
mug?
no, there was that guy that like saw Spider-Man No Way Home, like he broke the record. It was like
Yeah.
he saw it like 700 times or something like that, something crazy. Um, yeah, Leon's smart. Leon, you're smart. I'll just stand outside the theater and ask for ticket stubs as people leave. That's, I mean, that's that's why one of us is a co-host and one of us is a host. Because
Okay.
you know.
Okay. I'll walk it back. CQ never said it. Don't listen to the words of the co-host.
Yes.
CQ never said it.
Anything said within the confines of the bubble exists outside of the realm of Pop Culture Warrior. Just so you know. You guys are crazy.
Speaking of
Mhm.
Deadpool and Wolverine, did you see that new hot toy that they announced for the movie
The Wolverine one
with the
with
Wolverine, where
with
he's got his good old mask?
the cowl, the what is it? The cowl, right? Isn't that what they call it? Like
Cowl. Yeah.
the cowl. Yeah, man. I posted it on the page, a picture of it, and I think it kind of reminds me of the whole McDonald's fiasco with Captain America Brave New World, because they have obviously avoided showing Hugh Jackman in the full cowl costume.
Yeah.
And I feel like way to steal their thunder by like, look at the cowl on this toy from the movie. You know?
Or it's a classic thing of, so like it takes like 18 to 24 months for a toy to be manufactured and produced and all that stuff.
Sure.
And this is something that was in concept art, you know, say 18 months ago. Hot Toys had it, and now they've gotten to the point where they're ready to release this movie, and they made the decision that Wolverine just ain't gonna wear the mask. He just ain't gonna wear the cowl, and Hugh Jackman's gonna show all his glory throughout the entire movie. And then Hot Toys looks like a bunch of idiots.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's happened
it's happened.
plenty of times.
It's happened plenty of times. I think I jump straight to Infinity War. Infinity War, they released a because everybody loves their pop Funkos. They released
Yeah,
a what was it? The Iron Man, the Hulkbuster
oh, the
armor, and it had
Hulkbuster is
Hulk blowing out of it because it was supposed to be, he turns into Hulk form and burst out of it because we saw a glimpse of it in the
yeah,
trailers and it was originally in the script until they changed it. But like you said, that toy is produced so far in advance,
yeah,
it is what it is. You
or
can't really see it. You can't see it, but right here, that box there is it's the scene where Captain America catches Thanos' fist from the end of Infinity War. Now,
yeah,
in the movie, he already has 5 of the gems as they're trying to stop him from getting the 6th one. But if you watch the trailers, they didn't want you to know he had already gotten all the gems. So in the trailers for that movie, when you see him grab it, he only has 1 gem. And so
mhm.
that toy, if you look and you look at Thanos' hand, he only has the 1 gem. Because again, they based that off of a trailer that was ahead by months and et cetera.
Or I got a better example.
Okay.
This is going to show how, one, my age, and two, my nerdum. Uh, Star Trek Generations from 1994. When Playmates got the word about the toys, they were going to have the characters, the crew of the Enterprise was going to have all brand new different uniforms.
Mm.
And they actually produced them, but then they didn't test well in the first couple of days of production, so they reverted back to another uniform, but they didn't tell Playmates until it was too late, so they produced toys that didn't match what was on screen. And that's
Happens.
notorious
Yeah,
in the toy
happens.
nation.
Yeah. And then, but then those become like collectible, right? Because they get discontinued and
Yeah.
they're variants that that don't exist or whatever.
Oh,
And
they never fixed it. They just rolled with it. They just rolled with it. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see if Hugh Jackman actually puts
he
the
has to.
mask on.
I'm sorry. Do you realize how angry people will be if he's not in the cowl in the movie? And here's the thing. There are so many look back at a lot of the Marvel movies, the Spider-Man movies, the Iron Man
Yeah.
movies. After like the first one where it was very practical effect, it's almost always CGI'd. Like they
Yeah.
literally just CGI the helmets, like Spider-Man's mask, they CGI that over Tom Holland. The Iron Man mask, they just CGI that over RDJ. They're not practical anymore. They don't
Right.
use the practical thing. So we're seeing all these trailers with Hugh Jackman full face. For all we know, in the movie, he's full cowl the whole time.
I
You know?
I have I have a thought or a prediction, and then I have a wish.
Okay.
My thought is he's going to show up with the mask on. He's going to have the mask on for a couple moments, and then he's going to lose it. But what I do want to see is, he fights Deadpool or whoever, and then like half the mask is ripped away, and that typical Wolverine kind of half
Just
on, half off,
peels it
you know,
off.
and then eventually he just goes and rips it all off, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
I
see.
again, just from a nerd special effects part is like to have him like, I don't know, get hit in the face with like a Molotov cocktail or something. So like it's all fleshy and gluey, and then he has to like peel the mask off, but like his skin goes with it. And then you get
Oh,
like
you see the adamantium underneath, the
you can
metal
see the
skeleton? Yeah.
adamantium, but just as it's all gooey to have Deadpool be like, "Oh, look, twinsies," because his face is all like
Oh,
mushed up and melted, and then all of a sudden it heals, and he's like, "Oh, not fair," something like that. I think
yeah.
would be just such a cool moment. I'd love to see that, but we'll see. If only, if only.
Yep.
And another story, kind of off topic, but I found this fascinating. As of today, and by all means, people, weigh in here. I'm curious.
Oh.
What would you say is the world's most valuable company? Best guess. Throw it out there. World's most valuable company. There's a lot come to mind, but the answer might surprise you. Toss one out there.
McDonald.
Billy says PCW. No,
No,
definitely not. Greg says
it's a second.
OnlyFans.
No.
Yeah. Yep. We got
No.
Ginger says Amazon. We got two correct answers. Two correct answers. Leon first and then Phil. But as of today, NVIDIA, the technology company best known for graphics cards, is
Really?
what wouldn't have been surprised is number 2 and number 3, which are number 3 is Apple. Apple, not surprising. They are at I think it was $3 trillion net worth. In second place, and which has been in first place for God knows how long, Microsoft. Think about it. The two tech giants that practically run the world. Microsoft, $3.15 trillion. But as of today, NVIDIA broke the fucking mold, hitting a market value $3.3 trillion company, which, my God. Oh, Phil says he bought some stock like 8 years
1%?
ago. Dude, I would love, Phil, you bought stock in them 8 years ago. What was the price of stock for NVIDIA 8 years ago? Because I'm gonna guess it wasn't all that much. Like it was probably good, but it wasn't like what it is today. I can guarantee you.
Sell that.
No, man, that's a long-term hold. And here's why. This is why. So as I read the story, you'll kind of get the gist of it here. So obviously they've surpassed Microsoft, they've surpassed Apple. NVIDIA has seen phenomenal growth in the last few years, thanks in large part to its leadership in the AI race, becoming a leading chip supplier for companies looking to delve into that technology. So according to CNBC, a report from CNBC from earlier this week, the company's AI accelerators have between 70% and 95% of the market share for artificial chips. So when you think about that, like Apple's probably, well, not probably, is the market share leader for phones, but I don't think it's more than 70% of phones, right? For comparison, they don't own 70% of phone sales. Maybe a couple years ago, before Android really kicked it back into gear and Google kicked it back into gear, they might have cracked 75, 80. But to say that they have upwards of 95% of the market share for artificial intelligence chips and the GPUs and things is crazy. So yeah, Phil says, wow, when he bought stock for NVIDIA, it was about $1. It's $136 today. So just think of that. Had you bought $100 worth of stock 8 years ago, what's that? That's yeah, I can't do math. It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
$13.60.
It's a
He would
lot
have
of money.
$13.60 right now if he sold all that stock.
There you go. So, in turn, NVIDIA's market cap has rapidly skyrocketed over the last 2 years. In particular, the tech company best known for its gaming and graphics and GPUs reached a market cap of $2 trillion. This is the crazy thing. When I tell people, and I tell them all the time about how like growth begets growth, it's wild because, it's like social media. If you have, I have 10 followers, to get to that hundreds is a hurdle. But then once you have that 100 to get to like 1,000 is that hurdle. And then when you get 1,000, it's to 10,000. They were a $2 trillion company in February.
Yeah.
In February. They are now a $3.3 trillion company come the end of June. That's insanity. They went up $1 trillion this in the last couple months.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When is Judgment Day supposed to happen? Isn't it August 17th of 2024?
Something like that.
I'm just saying. It all starts with Skynet becoming self-aware, and then
I mean,
and I'm fairly certain the DoD has got gaming. Shoot, the computer that I was given for my work is a gaming computer,
yes.
and it's got an NVIDIA chip in it.
So
Skynet goes self-aware on August 17th of 2024.
it's happening. So the chip maker is obviously the first. Well, I should say this tech company is the first chip maker to reach a $2 trillion value ever. And this came less than a year after it hit 1 trillion in May of last year. So you got to think within a year, it went from 1 trillion, May of 2023, to 2 trillion in February to 3.3 trillion just a couple months later. I mean, to put that into perspective, NVIDIA stock has soared more than 3,224% in just the past 5 years. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. It shows no signs of slowing down. Now, again, we are not a financial advice. We don't tell you what to buy. You gamble with your own money, whatever. It's going to go up. It's going to continue to go up. The company reported a first quarter earnings of this year. Earnings, meaning the profit, right? After they've spent they paid all their bills, a profit of 26 billion with a B in the first quarter of this year. I mean,
Scary.
That's insane. That's insane.
Scary.
That's
Scary.
insane. It's crazy.
Scary.
It's like I don't even know. Anyway, that I can't comprehend that level of money. The company announced last month that it plans. So here, this is the one that gets me. So with how fast it's been growing, right? They had a release schedule. It's like every 2 years they would release a new GPU, whatever. They are so profitable, and this is what scares me. They're so profitable. It's very much like that Marvel formula where like, we released 2 movies or 3 movies and it's going really well. So if we release 5 movies and 7 movies and 10 movies, it'll be even better. And then we see what happens with the quality. Yeah. So they have announced that they plan to release a new AI chip every single year. Which is, they've been like on a 2 to 3 year cadence for the last like decade. So the fact that they're going to be pumping out way more stuff only means the value of the company is going to just absolutely skyrocket until someone develops something more futuristic than AI. They will be the gods of technology and money. Like they're going to have all of it, all the money.
I'm sorry. The only thing I hear in my head right now is bum 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 bum.
You're such a hater. You're such a naysayer.
Terminators, they're coming.
Oh my God! Listen, it'd be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Listen, if we become, if AI takes over the world and we become their slaves, then it is what it is. We had a good run.
You like your rat burger, CQ? How do you like it? Medium rare? I'll throw special cheese on yours.
I've seen Fallout. I've seen Terminator. I know how I can do. I've seen Mad Max. I can do post-apocalyptic.
Okay. I can't wait to see your car all decked out.
I've got a bunker, man. I've got a bunker. All right.
I know. I've slept in your bunker.
That sounds inappropriate. One last story. Um, yeah. Oh man, I was excited. Did you see that series Hit Monkey? Did you ever get a chance to see it? No. I see by the face, the look in your face. No.
No, Hit Monkey? No.
Hit Monkey. I was raving about it. I want to say like 2 years ago. I think it was direct to Hulu. It's a Marvel property, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But it's so you know the source material.
Yeah, I know the character from the comics. Yeah.
Okay. So Hit Monkey, great series for those that don't know, about a monkey who befriends a ghost assassin. He was an assassin.
Mhm.
He's murdered. He becomes a ghost, and then he basically becomes the Obi-Wan of this monkey, who then inexplicably puts on a suit and becomes an assassin. And I'm not talking some type of like hybrid man monkey. I'm just talking a monkey, just a regular out of the woods monkey. Just puts on a suit, becomes an assassin with a ghost partner in crime. Sounds ludicrous. A lot of fun. Really fun show. Hulu did it. They had Jason Sudeikis was the assassin. Monkey was the monkey. I think Olivia Munn played like the police detective. Really great show. Really great show. Really enjoyed it. They have announced season 2 is coming. The sophomore season of Hit Monkey animated series has gained major new cast member. They just announced a week or two ago that Kristen Milotti has joined the cast. I mean, she was popular for playing the mother on How I Met Your Mother and a bunch of other things. Which is also funny because that's her joining a Marvel cast when she just joined the DC cast. She's playing Sophia Falcone in the Penguin Max series. So now she gets to play, she gets to double dip into both Marvel and DC at the same time, which is always fun. So
fellow.
Okay. What?
The Penguin.
Yeah.
He's double dipped.
Yeah. Well, true, but that's old Marvel. But yeah, that's like Fox Marvel. That's like
Still
Marvel
counts.
on Wish kind of. But all right. Anyway, so yeah, keep an eye out for Hit Monkey 2. It's phenomenal. It's really good show. I think it comes out. I don't think they've released a date for season 2, but it should be coming out soon. So just keep an eye out for that.
I'll get on the Google machine.
I don't think they've announced the date yet. So, alrighty, guys. With that, we are going to toss to a short break. When we come back, we have our incredible guest joining us. What do you have a date? Did you find a date?
July 15th.
Really? That can't be right.
July 15th of 2024.
Okay. Well, there you go. We're less than a month away. Go see Hitman or Hit Monkey. July.
Hit Monkey.
Whatever. On Hulu. But when we come back, guys, after this short break, we're going to have the incredible comedian P.T. Bratton joining us. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be fun. So, Angry Elf, anything to say before we toss it out?
I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Such a nerd. God. All right, guys, we'll be back after this short. Yeah, and forgive me, man. My music is all right. I got it. I'll play something. But yeah.
Don't get copyright struck.
All right, guys, we'll be back right after this.
Looking up and fading out, cirrus shapes I found blow me away. Van Allen right around, pushing through. Skin is brown, nature has us trapped in fear. So I get
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. I am, of course, your host, CQ. Tonight, we have a guest who truly embodies the spirit of resilience and humor. He's a man who has served our country in the United States Air Force and now serves up laughter as a stand-up comedian and speaker. He's the proud owner of Clean Comedy Connection and the charismatic host of the Clean Comedy Matters podcast. His commitment to delivering performances that are both hilarious and positively entertaining has made him a standout in the world of comedy. His debut comedy special, You're Welcome for My Service, is now available on Apple TV and Amazon and YouTube and iTunes and Spotify and a million other places. From his military service to his mission of healing through humor, his journey is inspiring as it is entertaining. He's a veteran, a comedian, a former pastor, and an advocate for veterans. He's none other than the incredible P.T. Bratton. Everybody.
Woo! Thank you. What's up, man? That was a great intro. I'm like, who's he talking about?
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm absolutely talking about you, man, because, spoiler alert, we've known each other a while now. And
Yes.
it has been amazing to watch you grow and watch you continue to build something from in essence what is nothing, from taking what's nothing and then building to it, and to see the incredible heights you've already reached, and knowing you're nowhere near the top of the mountain, man. You got so much more to go, but we're going to talk about it all. First and foremost, again, for you, this is going to be a walk in the park, but we got to know, what's your military connection?
So in my relationship with Uncle Sugar, I I enlisted at the ripe old age of 18 and in the United States Air Force. And I did 10 years in the Air Force. I was law enforcement for those 10 years. My wife would tell you almost 11, but it don't work like that. You can't be rounded up. I know it was 10 years and some months, but it don't work like that. They don't give you benefits based off, they don't round up for your benefits,
Right.
So anyway, I did 10 years in the Air Force. I was security forces, which is what the other branches call military police. We had to be special. So we called it something. First it was security police, and then it was security forces because they were combining the two. Then I got into investigations, OSI, which is equivalent to CID, NCIS. Well, it's more like NCIS than CID. CID, y'all don't do anything but paperwork. So it's more like NCIS. We almost had a TV show. Almost. We were on Wonder Woman, if you remember. OSI was
Really?
Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Way to tie in the pop culture reference, by the way. That was phenomenal. Real smooth, real subtle. I liked it. Snuck it in there. Like, I'm a nerd too. I got cred. No, man, there's so much to unpack there. Which it always, as an Army guy, it always bothered me that they're like, yeah, we're SF, security forces. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
different kind of SF.
Right. Not special forces. Not to be confused with special forces at all. It was weird, but if you think about it, like I said, on the back end, they just did that so they can pull. They wanted to be able to use the LE troops, which was law enforcement. They wanted to be able to pull them to do security work. So if you put them all under the same umbrella, because before that, it was like LE they were the MPs. Like they just did law enforcement, and then you had the security side that did buildings, property, planes, things like that. And they was like, hey, we're missing out on these people. They're like, we can use these people. But they lied to me. My recruiter lied to me. I'm still looking for him, because he told me that I would be able to, if I go in as security forces, right, even though I went in like on the security side, he said, oh, you'll be able to do law enforcement as well. No, it didn't work like that. It only flowed one way. It only flowed one way. So unless you went in as law enforcement, they were not trying to put you on patrol. It was terrible.
It's like when they were like, yeah, oh, I want to be special forces. Like, yeah, you just go in as a cook, and then it's like a straight track to special
Right.
forces, man. You'll be a
But
black,
you don't know anything. I'm 18. I don't know what, he telling me, oh, you can, hey, on post, you can study. You can study on post, and I'm like,
Yep.
you can't study on.
Get
The
your
only thing you
college
can
degree,
study on
sure.
post is
Sure.
we call them CDCs, right? That's your course. I forgot what it stands for now. Development, whatever, training. Like that's the only thing that you were allowed to read. Well, you couldn't even read like, pop culture. You can't read magazines. You can't read books. You can't. It was They say you can read your technical manual. Who's going to read a technical manual? Who is sitting on post reading a technical manual? Nobody's doing that.
Some of us were forced to read field manuals, man. I still have nightmares of like nomenclatures and.
Get out of here! No.
Oh my god. So this is our get to know you portion of the interview here.
Okay.
We're pop culture, which runs a large gamut of everything from movies to TV to video games, toys, music. I mean, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. What is it that you geek out about? And I know comedy is going to be the easy answer. So, outside of comedy, what's the thing you geek out about?
Oh, superheroes. I'm big superhero fan. My boys are too. I got two boys. One's 13. One's 16. I think we're more DC fans than Marvel. No, I mean the characters. I love Green Lantern. My oldest is a Batman fan, and my youngest is a Flash fan. So we're very upset in what they're doing in the DC. Yes. Like, what are we doing? Like Marvel has shown the way, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna do it like that. We're not. We know better than the fans. We know what they want. No, you don't. You clearly do not know what. The best movie you've made has been Aquaman, and no one asked for that. No one asked for Aquaman. I just named 3, and Aquaman was not in that. You know what I mean?
I would argue. I think Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, I thought was actually pretty well done. I would argue.
Well, it aged. It got better.
Yeah.
With time. When I first saw it, I was like, it's okay. But no, compared to the second one, it's brilliant. Like that second one was a dumpster fire. Like, what was that?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And we could run down this train of thought. We can have that conversation. Hey, for you and your boys, I respect these. Like, people think, oh, I'm a Marvel fanboy, but I'm like, I just want good stuff. I just want good. I want good quality stuff. And Marvel's doing it right now. But James Gunn is now leading up DC. They're rebooting the whole thing. We're getting a new Superman. We're getting a whole new world. Fingers crossed. In James Gunn, I believe, we're going to get a new, a whole new regime at DC. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
But I think the problem is at the top, right? Like they do these one-offs and they haven't figured it out. Like if you connect the movies, you can make more money and you can engage your fan base. Again, Marvel showed you how to do it. They did Iron Man, and then they had this cut scene at the end that alluded to, hey, there's more. And Marvel fans, you go to the movie theater and you stay to the very end because there's going to be a teaser for what's next. And it's like DC, they're doing one-offs. They're like, okay, we're good. And then they do the next one, and it doesn't even connect. Oh, they're in a different universe. Why are they in a different universe? Why are we doing this?
You got
and
Joker there, Batman over there, and this over there, and you're right. You're absolutely right.
And
so,
how many more Suicide Squads do we need? I mean, really? Like again,
3 more.
Something we did not ask for that. Like, let's make another Suicide Squad. No, we didn't ask for that.
It wasn't bad.
It was better than.
It was
anyway.
Yeah, it was good. So I always like to ask, right? When I bring on actors or directors, which obviously this is something they've been doing a long time, and that's something they knew. You get the answer all the time. Like, oh, I knew I wanted to do this since I was a kid. Knowing that you went into the military, and we'll touch on like kind of how you came to comedy after that, but maybe tell us, what did you think as you're transitioning out of the military? Talk about where do you think you were going? Where do you think the future was taking you? What did you think you were going to be doing, and how that transition into comedy?
Oh yeah, so no transition whatsoever. I got out of the military. I was only getting out to go to seminary. so that I can go back in as a chaplain. That was the plan. So I've been ministering since I was 14. Got licensed to preach at 14. I got ordained at 20. And so that was like the track that I was on. And being in investigations that didn't really align, because I'm sitting across the table for somebody who is they've made a mistake. A lot of them, they weren't bad people, they just made some bad choices. And I was like, if I could only get to them before this point, like at this point, I can't help you. I can help you get out of the military. That's all I can do at this point. And so I felt a pull and a tug to do more to help people. So I got out to go to seminary. And then a whole lot of series of events happened, and I did not wind up going back in as a chaplain, and I actually got laid off from my job. So yeah, comedy found me at a low point, and that's the long and short of it, right? Because as a preacher, I always crack jokes, and my wife's like, in another life, you could be a comedian. So when presented with that opportunity, I went for it, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. People laughed. That was important. People laughed, and I was like, "This is great. It's a great feeling to help people." I always want to help people, right? But like, this is a way that people want to be helped. Church sometimes they don't want that kind of help unless everything's falling down around them and they've tried everything else. Then they're like, "Well, let me try God." But laughter, people are more open to like, "Oh yeah, I need to laugh." So I'm helping people in that way, and I love it, man. I love it. So many people come in bogged down. They're feeling low. I've heard that several times, and they leave the show feeling better, and they're like, "I'm so glad I came." I'm like, "Yo, I'm making a difference."
I think there's a message in there where it's easier to deliver a message kind of maybe disguised as a joke than maybe even like preaching, right? The message is a little more on the nose, it's a little more direct, whereas you can kind of Trojan horse that message in as a joke and then let people kind of let it hit them when it hits them. And I think that's awesome. That's so awesome. And the comedian in me wanted to make fun of you and just be like, let's see, you went into law enforcement, a preacher, so you just love telling people how they wrong. There's like, that's gotta be just somewhere in you. You just love people telling people where they're wrong. But anyway,
I was not a good cop. I didn't like that part at all.
Which we're gonna talk about your stand-up special because you had a bit in there which I really liked about that, and that was awesome. The line of just, I knew I was a bad cop when I pepper sprayed myself.
Yeah,
man, I almost fell out of my chair. Oh, so
accurate,
good.
Accurate. I was not.
So good.
I was not. The next special I'm gonna talk about like how I was not a good preacher. And I was like, you're supposed to like people when you're a pastor. I didn't like people. I didn't like folk. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was short lived. Like, you mean I can't tell them where to go? They telling me I can't respond. I gotta. No, I was not cut out for
that. If you could perform stand up for any person, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Whew, man. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, it's a thinker.
I got two at the top of my list. I would definitely want to perform for Dave Chappelle. I would definitely like to, he is one of the GOATs right now, and to be able to try to make him laugh or have him say, "Oh, that's clever," or "That's funny," that would be a great compliment. I think I would also want to perform for Sinbad because Sinbad is that's what I aspire to be, right? So when you look at clean comedians who have done it from sitcoms to movies to I'm sorry, my youngest son is distracting me. Y'all pray for me. But no, Sinbad has done it. He has done it from sitcoms to movies to stand up. Have you seen his stand-ups? Like he'll do like an hour and a half and it only feel like it's
Just
amazing,
blows right by.
amazing. Yeah, and so yeah, those would be the two, and I think that's interesting that I picked those two because one's clean and one's not.
Very not clean. Yes. Yes. Let me ask you this, because this is something I've thought about, and only someone who's performed comedy can really, I think about this and answer it. When you say like, I'd love to perform for someone like Dave Chappelle, you could do really well. And he's like, man, that was funny. I'm not even gonna try to do a Dave Chappelle. It just slipped out a little bit. But he goes, man, that's funny and that was clever and I loved it. It was great. Or there's the route where it's like he doesn't laugh once, right? But he's and then was to give you feedback and really insightful stuff. I mean, would you want to just like in that moment you have the option? Like, do you want to kill it? Where he's just like, nah, that was good. That was great. You're fine. Or do you want to like, maybe, again, not like bomb or anything, but just have him give you more of that critical feedback and like, oh, think about this, address this kind of thing. How would you want to go at that?
I feel like it's both, because I feel like Dave is the type of person that if you do well, he will be interested in giving you more. You see what I'm saying? Like it's worth him giving you advice because he sees something in you. So I think it's a little bit of both, right? So like you may not kill it. You may feel like you killed it, but if he's willing to give you advice, that means he saw something, because he's not going to waste his time and saying something to you if he don't think that you got potential. So I think it's both for that. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I want to give you this second or this opportunity here, a second, boast a little bit about yourself. Tell the folks at home some of the places you perform, some of the people you perform with, like flex your comedy muscle, your pedigree. Let the people know.
So I never do this, but I was blessed to perform at the White House. I've been at Amazon and Google, a lot of the major comedy clubs. I've worked with some big names. PJ Walsh, Mike Goodwin.
Name drop,
you
baby.
see, I'm not even. See, it's not fluent, right? Like I can't just be like Like there's a lot of people that name drop. I'm like, oh man, who else I work with? I opened for Lord, her name is escaping me now. She was like the first black female writer on SNL. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name either, but I know exactly who you're talking about. I've seen her perform
later on. Sylvia Tremor Morrison. I've worked with Tony Woods. It's crazy at this point, right? Like I don't really keep track. I do remember the people that I feel like I'm cool with. Like, okay, but I've graced some great stages and opportunities. The Kennedy Center, the Warner Theater, open for the Miracles. I'm like, it's been a ride, man. It's been a ride. I'm thankful, and that's one of the things I feel like. You're on the right track when things start dropping on your path. So like when I see you on your journey here with podcasting and how you've interviewed some really big names, and I'm like, that's how you're on the right track when those kind of things drop along your way, and you're like, this is crazy. Like when we were sitting in class together, you probably never even thought that you would be here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And the people that you've met, and it's crazy. Like we did a show in LA together, a private show in somebody's backyard.
Carter Bays. Not that I'm name dropping. Carter Bays.
I'll let you say the name of that one, but that was. I'm like, who has an amphitheater in his backyard? This is crazy.
Yeah. In between his house and his guest house and the tennis court and the pool and all that, and then amphitheater. It's a whole thing. But I couldn't agree. You're one of the most humble guys I know, and that's why I wanted to kind of put you on the spot, just to see you flounder a bit. It's like you could say, man, what a pastor over here. He's like, the Bible says humble. It says, not to brag. Like, come on, man, we're here promoting you. We're here. You're selling yourself. You gotta, we're prostituting you out there.
I suck at selling myself. I suck at it.
But think about how. Okay, this is kind of a thought I've had in that there are people that are very good at selling themselves. There are people that they specialize in how to make opportunities for themselves, not necessarily based on their talent, but by how well they can market themselves. We've seen it. It's out there. I'm not going to name people, but there are people with millions of fans who are just really good at marketing themselves. And then there are people who put in the work and put in the effort and get those opportunities, not necessarily because they're bad at selling themselves, some people, but they put the work in, they put the effort in, and the opportunities are there because of how good at what they're doing. And I think that's a testament to what you're doing and how successful you're being at it and where you continue to grow. Hire yourself a PR person. That's all I'm saying. That's what you need. That's going to get you to the next level. You need that PR person. So you served 10 years. We talked about that. How is it that you think, besides material, how's the military? How did that shape your journey into getting into comedy and then onward?
I mean, it was thanks to the boot camp for veterans that's where I got my start, and that it was more than comedy. It introduced me to a community where I felt connected, where I felt like I belonged. When I first separated, I just felt lost in a way, right? Like, where do I fit? Where can I go where people understand my experiences and can relate? Like in the military, we make friends fast. Like you don't have enough time. You're like, hey, you cool? You seem cool. All right, we're gonna be cool. Like that's the level. Outside in the civilian sector, people take years to figure out if they like somebody, and I'm like, nah, we don't have that much time. We like, I'm here, you here. Who am I hanging out with? Like, okay, I can hang out with this person, And then the funny thing is, and you know this, you'll PCS, and you'll find them somewhere else down your career, and you'll pick up where you left off. Like, which is, the civilians don't understand that. Like, I would, like, if we were stationed together and then we get stationed together again, I would just pick up where we left off. We're like, hey man, and they don't get that. They're like, hold on, how can you just? That's the military life. It's different. So I think the military really, it gave me a sense of purpose. The veteran community, being to accept the fact that I'm a vet. I did not retire, and at the time they made it seem like only the people that retired are veterans, because they talked about the benefits that they get. Okay, if you're a retiree, that's how they gave the transition assistance. They're like, hey, if you're a retiree, you get this, this, and this, and you got to sign up for this and this. If you're separating, we're going to teach you how to write a resume. I'm like, whoa. And I didn't know. I'm like, I'm entitled to the same benefits. Like I get health care. I get, like all these things that they weren't telling me. So I got out and felt like when I wasn't able to go back in, I did feel like I was a failure. I felt like, okay, now I don't fit. I'm not, I did 10 years for nothing. And ASAP really helped me realize, dude, I served, like, and I didn't just do one tour. Like I served. I put some time in. Like this is, and I could be proud of that. So that was, and I've met so many great people who are like my ride or dies now from that experience. So beyond comedy, it has really enriched my life. Yeah.
No, that's, I mean, some of the best people I've met it through ASAP, and I've man, on this show I've talked about ASAP so many times, and I've brought in people, Stephanie and Monica and a bunch of other people to talk and shoot the shit, and a great group of people, and I think, it's one of those things where it's well, I don't. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna go down that path. But it's awesome. They're great, and it's so many people are doing such good things coming out of it. Look at Dwayne and Monica and all these people that are really getting out there, and Quentin Hardy's going to every comedy festival on the East Coast and West Coast and wherever. So it's really cool. It's really cool. And there was a time where I thought like that was gonna be the life for me. I wanted to do the comedy thing, and I loved it. It was so much fun, and the writing and what I learned, and you'll know this because you're out there, is that, man, outside of that ASAP community, it's not the nicest place to be. Comedy can be real cutthroat, man. It can be real cutthroat. It could be very man eat man. It's ASAP did something so wonderful in that it provided this wonderful community, and it made me fall in love with comedy and performing and all that. But understanding that like that's not the situation around around the comedy. But like you said, it definitely put me on the path to this and loving this and enjoying and getting to talk to people and share passions and talk about the stuff which is all the greatest. But back to you. You having watched you perform for years, watching your stand-up special, which was crazy. It was a weird thing to be like, I know that guy, and he's on like I'm because I was curious. So like I pulled it up on was it on Apple TV, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's there. And then I pulled it up on like Prime Video, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it's there too. And then on YouTube, I'm like, mother, this guy is everywhere. He's out there, and it's so weird. Being like, yeah, I know that guy. I know that guy when, like you said, when we're sitting in the class. And
how do you think I feel when I look on there and I see myself on that, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like you type in the search, you type your name into a search bar and you pop up on the TV. That's crazy, man.
Have you checked? Are you on IMDb? You got that? Let's.
I don't think it's up yet.
Last
time I checked, it wasn't on there.
So you Googling yourself, ain't you?
Yo,
we all do.
Absolutely. I do have a page, but I don't think the special is listed yet. But
okay. Yep. I see it. Yeah. PT Bratton is known for DC Homecoming, Mercy Road, Operation Hilarious, season 1 finale special. I mean, you're there, man. We gotta get that. We got to get that special up there, man, to represent, show the people what it is. So, I think about like the way you kind of commit to bettering yourself, both in the comedy world, right? Putting in the hours of the practice and the training and the performing, but then also knowing you personally and seeing how you've grown and changed and evolved through the years. I mean, what is it about it? Because like you said, you have such a proclivity to the positive, the energy, the clean comedy, the laugh it off. Why is it? Where does that come from? What is the need for that?
Well, I mean, one, you kind of hit on it earlier about the comedy scene being different. It's very cliquish. So when you get out there on the economy and you start doing comedy, you realize you may not be accepted in some places and some spaces. So I had the mindset where I'm just going to create my own space. And I pulled some people along with me, like when Dwayne came through, I was like, hey man, let's do this thing. Let's go. And Nikki Knowles and Nick Baskerville. I was like, let's do some things. I just started pulling people along with me, and we started changing the market, right? So we start showing up in places and creating shows, and then people started noticing us. And so I think part of it is making noise, right? You gotta get out there and make some noise. And then for me, my commitment to offer clean comedy is, I feel like everyone needs to laugh, so why don't we have laughter for everyone? Everyone doesn't want the blue. They don't want, and blue is not just the language, it's also the content. So like if you go to open mic, a lot of it is not cussing, it's just the content. It's the stuff they're talking about that you're like, ugh, it kind of is cringy, right? So people want to go and laugh and they do that at my shows all the time. Like, I'm not bragging, but I'm just like, even other comics I bring on my show, people laugh, and they work clean. When you work with me, you work clean, and people leave, and people are busting the gut. They about to pee on themselves, like all the stuff, all the things, all the things. And so it's just a testament. Now there are some people that are like, hey man, if you're not gonna cuss, then they want you to cuss because they cuss, or they want you to talk about the things that are a little more racy. That you can find that anywhere. So that's my stance. You can get that kind of comedy anywhere. It's harder to find good comedy that's clean and funny, because normally clean comedy is corny, and that's the stigma I'm trying to dispel. I'm trying to get rid of that, because people just assume, oh, this is gonna be clean, it's gonna be corny, you're gonna do dad jokes, it's gonna be And there are some of them out there. I wish those people would stop doing comedy. I wish those comedians would stop, because you don't have to. Just because you're clean don't mean you can't be funny. You can't talk about things. I mean, I talk about family. I talk about whatever. And I the other night I was on stage and I was talking about my getting a whooping, and I just went in on how my parents used to, like, it would be abuse today, but it wasn't back then, right? And so after the show, somebody came up to me. They were like, "Man, you was spot on, man. You had me rolling." And I'm like, so that's an example. Like, you don't, just because you're clean don't mean you can't talk about stuff, and you can't, connect with your audience. I do crowd work clean. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't do crowd work clean, man." Why? Yes, you can. If you work at it, you can do it. Yeah. It's people. I feel people are lazy, and don't at me. He called me lazy. Yes, you are lazy.
Comedian PC Bratton goes on podcasts and calls all comedians lazy.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Y'all help me grow my followers. Haters will look. Numbers is numbers. Isn't that what you were saying?
That's exactly it.
If you get on there and you got a bunch of junk to talk about me, that's just gonna build me up. I'm like, go for it. But I feel like a lot of comedians are lazy. They don't want to create. Okay, yeah. They don't. So that means they don't want to write new jokes. A lot of them get up, they tell the same jokes all the time. So they're not creating. They don't want to create shows. They don't want to produce shows. They don't want. It takes work, right? Like, crowd work takes work. Like, it's a skill. You got to practice that. You got to. So if you can't do without cursing, keep trying, because you have the vocabulary. We have, like you said, the proclivity. We have so many words in the English language. It's no reason for you to have to resort to just cuss words when there's other words out there that can make people laugh. Yeah. And that's so you're right. That's where I am. And people can disagree. I'm like, fine, that's your path. I feel like this is my path. And it's working for me. So
and what a way to separate yourself in this day and age where, especially because of the onset of social media and things like TikTok, where everybody's a comedian now. Everybody can get on and record a 30-second clip and it's funny and gets millions of views. What sets, like that? I talk about this all the time because I teach a class on podcasting, things like that, and it's like anybody can do it. You have a phone, you can podcast, right? It's that simple. But it's what separates you from everybody else. It is your perspective. It is your view on life. It is your things. And so to do something like, say, we're going to take comedy and we're going to deliver a comedy, level A, top-notch comedy, but something you could bring your kid to, right? And they might be like, oh my God, but like, it's not going to be, they're not going to have to go to church afterwards,
Right. No, I got Mike, or CQ, I'm sorry. CQ, I have two boys who love, my oldest one, I don't know if you can hear him in the background because cackling. Like he loves to laugh. And when I first started, they were too young. But now, I mean, they're teenagers. I want them to be able to come and laugh. Laugh is good for them. Like, what let's act the fool. Like, I act the fool around the house. Come see me act the fool on the stage. And I think when you talk about set myself apart, another part about it is, unfortunately for me, or fortunately, I guess, if however you want to look at it, Black comedy is not clean. So, like, Black comedy is a different kind of comedy, and it's not clean. Like we haven't had black comedians that have been clean since Sinbad and Cosby back in the day. Like name another black comedian that it's taboo. It's not because it was actually before. If you look at your history, right, clean used to be it, and then blue was taboo.
Right.
So like Richard Pryor and all of those guys, Red Fox, and them doing that kind of stuff was like, ooh, that's the stuff you do in the back room, and that's the oh my gosh, and because Cosby was like out front, everybody was like, this is comedy, and then the Richard Pryor and the Red Foxes and the Eddie Murphys, they came along and they popularized the blue. So then the black comics doing clean took a back seat. Like you don't see that, like non-existent. Like think about, try to name one.
Got nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't. And so all the young comics are trying to be like, and I love Dave Chappelle. Nothing but love for Dave Chappelle. But every young black comic is trying to be Dave Chappelle. I'm like, you can't be Dave. We already have Dave. You can't be Cat. We already have Cat. You got to be you. You got to figure out who you are and figure out your voice so that you can stand out in this crowd of people that's trying to be the same.
Yeah, there's a comment in the chats that says even Kev on stage went from clean to not clean as a performer. So I mean, it's true. It's true. So I love what you're doing, obviously, and keep doing it because you're giving people an opportunity, obviously, to present who they are and to reach an audience that I don't know. I think there's something about it too that just I love the fact that like, oh, I can't see myself going into one of these seedy back bars for open mic night, but knowing ahead of time, like, hey, this is a clean comedy show, right? Because there are those people that like, right? You've seen it where they don't want to sit in the front row. Why? Because the comedian's gonna roast them, and they're like, oh, look at this, fucking, he's got this, and blah, blah, blah. And so they don't want to sit in the front row. But to tell us, hey, no, this is a clean comedy show. Like we're gonna have fun, we're gonna laugh. I think you brought up a great point about bringing your kids to it. Something I've seen and with my own son is that having communication, right? Being able to discuss anything is going to be so vital to their mental health, to them growing into successful adults. Is not being afraid to talk about topics. And again, comedy is that Trojan horse that allows us to have the conversations that might otherwise be difficult. Talking about relationships, talking about my boss hates my guts and traffic's the worst and all, like whatever it is. It allows the young people, I feel like such an old fogey when I say that, but it allows the young people to be like, oh, we can talk about this. We can have that conversation. So
no, I mean, one of my jokes that has gone semi-viral was the Dollar Tree joke. And the history of that, it was written in our van, and I was on the phone with my sister, and my oldest was in the van, and we was just throwing out stuff. We were just riffing, and I was like, "Oh, this is good. I got to write this down." And I was like, and I started telling it, and now that's something that resonates with a lot of people. And like you said, it came out of a place. I think it does so well because it came out of a real place. It wasn't me trying to make up something, right? So a lot of comics, they feel like they gotta get out there and here's the hot topic. You know what I mean? Like what's trending. I'm gonna talk about what's trending, instead of talking about what's true. Like what's your truth? Like when you get on, if you look at the special, I talked about me. Like everything came from my perspective, how life was affecting me and how I responded, which no one else can do that, right? Anybody can get up there and talk about Trump and Biden, and everyone does, right? But unless I bumped into one of them, and then I have a story that's different. I just stay away from that kind of stuff. I talk about stuff that, hey, this happened to me, and then you'd be surprised how many other people are like, well, that happened to me too. Like I talk about pulling people over and getting pulled over by the cops. Now I happen to be the cop, but people that have been pulled over was like, yes, I can identify. It became a point where we can connect. So that's my approach, right? Like let me share, and you already hit on it. I got so many lives that I've been fortunate enough to live, right? So a decade in the military in law enforcement, then I got out and I spent like a decade in higher ed. But prior to the military, I was preaching. So I've been preaching for a decade, you know? So it's like preacher, military, higher ed. Like we haven't even touched on that part yet. So, and then I went to Capitol Hill. I was a legislative director on what? Like, what? Hold on. How does that? Yes, I did time in the legislative branch. It's like, are you serious? Yes. It's a whole different, like, and now I'm teaching stand-up comedy. It's like, what is going on? I've done background action. I've worked on movie sets. I've done background action. So I've done commercials. Like, it's people they call me all the time. You're like, man, I just saw you at Navy Federal. Was that you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. That was so I mean, all these different lives I've lived. I'm like, I have so much to draw from. Why would I have to get on stage and talk about what everybody else is talking about? Why? Why would I do that?
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I'm curious too. You know, talk a little bit about because we mentioned Clean Comedy Connection and I love to laugh it off. That's just been so awesome since you started it. But also talk about some of the other stuff you do, like the Comedy Matters, the Clean Comedy Matters podcast.
Yeah, but I'm not on your level, sir. I'm aspiring to be where you. No, I need to bring it back. I get a couple people periodically say, "Hey, man, that podcast was really good. When you going to bring it back?" Because we did one season, and I was like, and this other stuff started picking up, like traveling and performing, and I was like, man, I don't have an assistant, so it was me scheduling people, and you know how you do it. You gotta. It's a lot of behind the scenes that go into that. But it was great. You know how it feels to get on and talk with somebody. You had these great conversations, and I think that's why it was so well received. Again, because it's authentic. I chose people that I enjoyed to talk. I wanted to talk with in real life, just like you do, right? Like, oh, I want to talk to this dude, and you talk to him, and it comes out in the interview that I really want to talk to this person, and I'm interested in what this person has to say, and it becomes this great dialogue that people are like, wow. Now our topic is of course different. Clean comedy matters. Like, why does clean comedy, does it matter, and why does it matter? So I bring on people who work clean. I think in season 2 we're going to bring on people that don't work clean, so that we can kind of get a more diverse viewpoint, right?
Sure.
So let's talk to the people that don't work clean and see, well, why don't you work clean? And let's talk about the opportunities that you may have missed out on, or is it harder? And I want people that are going to be honest about it, because sometimes people want to know you can work clean, and you can't just say, oh, I can, and you don't have any evidence. So that is what I've seen, that a lot of times people want to see evidence of you working clean. So like, if everything they see is you working blue, you know, and they're bringing you into their company with HR, they're not finna do that. They're not finna gamble on you that you can, and then you slip up, and then now they got a whole HR issue. So anyway, that's the premise. You know, laughter doesn't. Comedy doesn't have to be foul to be funny. That's the hook, right? And we just brought people on, and I just reached out to people that hey, and I was reaching for the stars, man. I was like, hey, you want to build my podcast? And I got a couple people from that were on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View, and America's Got Talent, and I was like, wow, it really blew me away that they were like, yeah, sure. I'm like, you don't even know me. I'm a nobody. Why would you want to come on here and talk with me? But it
surprising,
all
right?
this stuff is resonating with you. You're like, I know.
I know exactly. I know exactly. No, if you have the right pitch, if you have the right idea, if you have the right enthusiasm for it, I think that comes across. And then also, it doesn't hurt to be a little lucky and catch people when they're like, I got nothing going on. Sure, what the hell?
Right.
So helps too.
My goal, my strategy was to go after the big ones first, because if I could capture them, then it's something for other people to look at and say, oh, okay. Because it's like, this is my counterpart, and they see that, oh, they did it. Okay, yeah, I
Mhm.
might do it. So that kind of helped. That was my thought process. But yeah, I just got busy. I want to bring it back. I'll probably wind up bringing it back this fall. I saw something online that told me this was my confirmation. I need to start doing it again. They listed like the top uh, 25 podcasts that you got to be on the lookout for in 2024, and we were like maybe in the top 10,
Wow,
the top 15,
that's
and I was
incredible.
like, wow. Which
That's
blew me away because I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, are people listening to this? Like, I don't watch the numbers, so I'm
you
like, people
gotta,
ain't gonna
yeah,
listen.
you gotta capitalize when it strikes. This show, 2-time back-to-back nominated Best in Entertainment Podcast Award. I mean, you damn right. I put that on the email headers. I was like, would you like to come on the 2-time nominated Best in Entertainment Podcast? Like you gotta strike when it's hot.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna take it personal that I was never invited. I'm not gonna take it.
You're not a stand-up. You're a podcast host.
First of all, once a stand-up, always a stand-up. I can get back out there and do it.
Last time you did stand-up was, what was that? Was that COVID?
Might have been the Carter Bass thing. That
that was a while ago,
That's
man.
a while ago. Yeah. You know what? Though? It's like I'm like one of those picky actors that like the right project has to come along.
Oh, so you didn't retire, huh?
Semi-retired.
Like, okay,
I'm
just gotta be the right script for me.
Right, the right project for the right reason. I'll come out and I'll do my thing, and it's all right. Now we can't all be PT Brand.
That's a good reason to come out of retirement. I would be like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, I'll come. I'll dust
Absolutely.
off some jokes.
Talk a little bit about because I really want people to check out. Thank you for your service, or I'm sorry, you're welcome for my service.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
really
say it
want
right.
people to check it out too. Please.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Please check it out.
How did walk us through it though? I mean, shit, we're already coming up almost on an hour, but time flies when you're having fun. But walk us through it. Like, how did that come about? How did you know this was the time? How did you make it happen? Because that's a lot to that's a lot. There's a lot to make that happen. So brag about it.
One of the comedians I did not mention that has been an inspiration to me is Kevin Hart, and a lot of people, he's not that funny, but he's a hustler. And that dude, I listened to his audiobook about how his work ethic is insane, and it really inspired me. It's like if no one else is gonna put you on, put yourself on. If no one else is gonna believe in you, you believe in yourself. And that's kind of how it came about. I did a show, and I think I did a show with Dwayne. He let me headline the show, and I did 45 minutes standing on my head, and it was great. And he afterwards said, man, he said to me, he said, you were in the pocket. He said, you were in the. It felt so, sometimes you in the flow. And I was like, I was in the sweet spot. It felt good. I did 45 minutes and had a ton of material left. And that's when I was like, you know what? I think I got enough for an hour. So I talked to one of my comedy mentors, and he was like, do it. He was like, all of my mentors are very, very encouraging, and they was like, yeah, go for it. Like, nobody was like, well, think about it and no, they were like, do it. They was like, find a place that you feel comfortable. A place that you performed before, like it's an audience, a crowd that like you need to be on home field. It has to be home field advantage. And my wife suggested that we do it on Veterans Day. I don't know if I came up with the name. You're welcome for my service, because that's a running joke, right? People are, so thank you for your service. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. So that's kind of how the name came about. So once we had the name, it kind of made sense. Why don't you do it on Veterans Day? And then we did it at a spot that supports veteran-owned businesses. So it was like the themes just came together. And it was a small venue, and I had looked around at some people who had done specials. So that was the other thing too. Nick Baskerville, I gotta give him a shout out, because he's always like, he keeps me grounded, right? Because sometimes we can look at like the Ali Sadiqs and be like, man, he's on this stage this big stage and all these lights and all these people, and like you're not there yet. Find somebody like what's the pretty boy, the pretty white boy that everybody loves,
Matt Rife.
Matt Rife, right? So I looked at like his first one, and that's kind of where I took the cue from. So if you look at his first one, he did it in like an artsy type space, and they converted it, and he recorded it, and I was like, oh, I can do that at VGA. I can convert the Veterans Growing America, and that can be, we'll have a nice audience. We had like 130 people, I think it was. It felt good. It was close. The laughter, I could feel the laughs. It's a small venue, so I was close to the audience, and it was good. I mean, all the way around, right? Like I had that security for my first one, as opposed to me doing a big stage and you're far from the people, and you know, like, and yeah, you got the lights and the smoke and that would not be. I didn't feel like that would be authentic, right? Me coming out trying to be bigger than who I am. You know what I mean? I wanted to come out and be like, hey, this is the place that I've been doing shows. These are the people that have been laughing with me. Let's start here, and then let's grow from here. So that's kind of how it came about. And yeah.
It feels authentically you. I mean, having known you for years, I can say watching that, it doesn't feel like, who's that guy? Like, where's that? Like, it felt like, oh yeah, I'm watching PT do his thing, you know. And so I think that's the best thing you can do, right? Is be who you are. Is it going to be for everybody? No one ever is, right? Is it going to be whatever? But it's, as long as you know that I did my thing and I put out my best in it, that's all that matters. And it's going to find the people that it matters to. And we've got people in the chat saying they went ahead and purchased, and they're going to watch it after this interview. So you're already plus up on a few more.
Praise the Lord.
We're not going to go into like, so how much you get a kickback on? We're not going to talk numbers.
I know people keep asking me like what the numbers look like. I was like, look, we don't get the reports. A lot of people don't know you don't get the reports until like 90 days for most of the streaming platforms. So it's got to be out there for a while before they can collect the data and be able to say, hey, here's how it is doing. Now, Ali Sadiq, when he did his, a lot of people don't understand that he put his own out there. So he was able to see, like, if I put it on my own YouTube, then I would be able to see how many people on the first day did. I'm not Ali Sadiq. I love Ali Sadiq, but I am not.
There's a great, oh man, there's one guy, it's like Paul Ruiz or some Spanish kid, but military veteran. And I remember seeing his first special, and it looked like he did it on like a high school, like the theater stage. You know what I mean? Where it was like curtains and everything, but it was very like, it was exposed wood and like planks that were sticking up. You know, and it's like, but his stuff was funny, and like. That's what matters. It doesn't, all the dressing and all the, I do think it's a lot of peacocking and laser lights and fire effects and okay, cool. If you got it like that, you got it like that. But first and foremost, it should be, we should know who you are and we should laugh. And I think that's what's most important.
It comes down to a mic and a stool. Like that's our tools, man. That's really all you need. Like I'm already thinking about the second one. And, you know, like I'm thinking about like school, right? So that was my freshman year. So my sophomore, how is that going to look? How's it going to feel? It should feel more mature, right? It should feel like I've matured. The way it's shot should feel like, okay, he's maturing. But it still should feel authentically me, right? Because people that like this first one, I want to give them more of that, so that, because that's what they expect, right? You can't come back for the second one and be like, oh, now I flipped it and I changed it up. Yeah, you know, they want more of what they like, and that's, again, I'm just amazed by Ali Sadiq, so I say his name a lot. But the way that he's done this domino effect, groundbreaking, right? Like he is telling his story in chapters. And he does such a great job of telling it that we can't wait to hear the next one. So he's like, oh, 4 is out. And boom, people are like, yeah, I'm getting it. because the way he tells it is like, that's what I'm saying. But we come to we know what what to expect from him. So I think for young comics, you take a note, take note from that. You ain't got to be a storyteller like him, but the fact that he has built the following and he's giving them more of what they're looking for, it just makes sense, right? Like a lot of times we can't find our voice, and that's the one thing I would say to young comics: don't do your special until you know your voice. Don't waste the money. Don't waste the time nor the money unless you know what your voice is, because it'll be a terrible thing for me to do a special and then I'm like, well, that's not really me. And then I come out with the second one and it's totally different. You're like, well, hold on, who is this? This is not what you're like, but that's not what he was in the first one. Well, I'm still figuring it out. No, don't waste money. Figure it out first. Like, take as much time as you need to figure it out. Figure out your voice, who you are, so you can be comfortable and that people can have fun and laugh. Like, that's at the end of the day, the CQ, that's what you said. Did they laugh? Was it funny? Could you see that was funny? That was the goal.
That's right. And we are so in sync that my next question was, what advice would you give to aspiring comics? You already knocked that one out of the park. So let's close it up with this one. I always, when I get to talk to actors and these people and comedians, you travel, you get around, you meet a lot of people. So I'm curious if you had any fun, wild stories of just meeting a fan after a show, or just random encounter backstage, or just any fun stories from your time doing comedy.
Well, I mean, I had this about 2 weekends ago. I was in Pennsylvania, and so I'm walking up to the venue, and so my picture's on the flyer on the window, and so I'm me. So I let this guy, he's behind me. I was like, you go ahead, and he said thank you, and then he looked up and saw the picture and looked at me. He said, oh hey, isn't it you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. He said, yeah, I see your stuff before. You funny, you real funny. I want to thank you. So that was part of it. That's part one, right? So then after the show, I'm in the back and I'm talking to another comedian, and his wife says to me, do you know so and so? I said, no, I don't know so and so. They said that you are their favorite comedian. I'm like, they must not listen to much comedy if I'm their favorite comedian. But she said that the guy would always ask her husband, who is a comedian, hey, you're a comedian? Do you know PT? He is hilarious. I was like that. So that was like a sandwich of, because I know as a comedian, man, that would crush me. Like if, hey Pop, you a comedian? Do you know anybody funny? Do you know like
do you know real comedians?
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. If you talk about somebody famous, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really have good stories. Like if you want something messy, I don't have, like, the people I named are cool. Those are all cool celebrities. You can run the tape back. Those are celebrities that are cool with me. Cletus Cassidy is another one. Kason Wilson, like them some cool cats. I don't really mess with foolish people. Like, so if you come off with this air of I'm better than you or whatever, I ain't got time for you. So I don't really have stories about those people because I stay away from them. I'm not a fanboy. And I think that's because I really want to, if I like you, I want to be around you as like a friend, not as a fan. Does that make sense?
Sure. Absolutely. I made the, I got to open for PJ Walsh once. And I know we were both, PJ Walsh is one of the greatest guys. So awesome. And I'd gotten to know him well enough as a person that I felt comfortable with him. And without realizing it, had given him some constructive feedback about how his jokes could be funnier. And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized, oh my God, I've been doing comedy all of 5 minutes. This guy is a professional touring comic who's open for Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
And I'm giving him comedic feedback. And it was just because, like you said, just being around those people where you feel good, you feel positive. I saw him as a friend and not necessarily as like, oh man, this comedian who's out there hustling. And because he's such a good guy, he loved the feedback. And literally like a year later, we were talking on the phone, or we bumped into each other at a club, and he goes, I'm still trying to make the thing that you told me. I'm still trying to make it work. It's not there yet, but like I'm still working it. And I was like, oh shit, I'd forgotten about what I told him.
He took time out for me when I was getting ready for the special to just go over some stuff. And I mean, he's always been. I saw him at a show. He was headlining. I came through support, and he came over and saw me. And that's how you know when people are cool with you, when they like, hey, they come over and they talk to you. You're having a real conversation. They're not tripping off of anybody else. They like, hey, what's going on? What's good? Like he was having a whole conversation with me. People trying to shake his hand. PJ is great. I do have another story though, real quick.
Go for it.
So Bernard Hines, he was the first guy to book me after I graduated from boot camp. Love him and his wife. And I gotta give him a shout out. And the funny story is that he cannot get my name straight. I think it's hilarious because we know each other, okay? And this dude called me TP all the time. He would get on the stage and be like, TP. I'm like, that is toilet paper. Stop doing that.
I mean, I think that's your fault for putting the letters too close together. That's all I'm saying.
Come on.
I've been called CJ. I've been called was it SQ? Like I'm like, how are you? It's 2 letters. How are you messing that up? It's crazy. It is you.
Right?
We share a frustration.
Thing, I know we thought it would be easier if you do the letters. It is not. No, I got mad love for him. He helped me tremendously when I started producing shows. And another brother that's just like, I mean, all of these people I've named have been so cool to me. And I'm kind of like, I'm a nobody. Why are y'all taking time out to take my calls and answer my questions?
So humble. You're not nobody.
Well, I mean, the money, my bank account says...
The value of a man is not found in his bank account. Let me tell you that. I'm going to preach to the pastor. The value of a man is not in his bank account. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
Pepco that. Tell Pepco that I'm going to tell them, hey, the value of a man.
Yeah. When the mortgage bill comes in, you tell them, have you seen my stand-up special? Have you seen? It's good stuff. Try to pay with that. Last thing, where can people follow you? Where can people find your stuff? What would you ask of the people? The stage is yours.
Whew. Please, watch the special, like the special, review it, rate it high, give me good feedback, and then tell people about it. And then come out to one of the shows. We're planning a tour. For next year, you're welcome for my service tour. It's going to be on the East Coast. If you know of a venue, that would be a good spot to host one of the stops on the tour. Please, you can go to my website, ptbratton.com, and message me, or you can message me on social media and let me know. We're growing this thing. This grassroots right here. So I'm like a politician, right? Like you can get in on the ground floor, okay? Like this could be the next big thing in comedy, and you could be one of the PT Cruisers before PT Cruisers were cool. You can be like, yo, I was in there from the beginning. You know what I mean? There's gonna be perks and bennies. Like y'all can be up front. We bring you on stage. I don't know if that's really gonna happen, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking some things like that.
It's like a tech startup, man. You gotta get in when as we were just talking about Nvidia stock back when it was $1, and now it's like $184 a stock. But
this is Enron before. No, that's not good. That's not a good example. This is not. Can I take that back? Can you just edit that out?
We'll fix it in post.
Okay, fix that in post. Okay. This is Google. This is Google before it was. This is Amazon. Okay, this is. That's probably not a good one either.
Back when they sold books. Hey, and if you ever need a host for one of the shows, I might not be a stand-up anymore, but I can host the hell out of a show. Let me tell you.
You would come out of retirement for me?
I would. For you.
Okay.
For you,
we might have to partner with that because we're gonna be having the military theme I'll talk to you offline about that. That might be a good partnership.
We got peoples. We got peoples and places, things and places and people. We're nouns. We're people, places, and things. That's it. You know, we're all about it. The social media. You got to plug the social media so people can follow you.
Oh, PT Bratton on all social platforms. Pretty simple. PTBRATTON. I think it was on the screen. So yeah, that's it.
Man,
thank y'all so much.
We got to work on your.
For the people that's already watched it, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it was good. I give it 9 1/4, which is a perfect score in my book. That is a perfect score in the CQ pages. So 9 1/4 exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, he sucks at promoting himself, but he is actually funny. Give it up for PT Bratton. Go follow him on social media. Go check out his stuff online. If you need the samples, there's clips out there you can watch just to see what he can do. And then go check out You're Welcome for My Service. I always fucking so programmed to say it the other way. You're welcome for my service. Anywhere you can find media, pretty much, or iTunes, Spotify, all the places. So go check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing PT Bratton. Any final words for the people?
No, thank you. This has been fun. I appreciate the time away from my family. No, I'm playing.
Only reason I do this show is just to get away from the wife and kids.
They leave me alone for an hour. Can we talk some more? No.
We'll bring you back for a second episode here soon. But ladies and gentlemen, the amazing PT, we're going to toss to a quick break. We will have more show for you right after this. I'm going to go say goodbye to my guest. We'll see you on the other side. Shuts.
It's my
everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. Let's go ahead and bring back our second favorite co-host, Angry Elephant.
Are you kidding me? Second?
I mean, I could have went with third. I mean, you know.
Third. All right, that's it.
Good night, everybody.
Wow.
Nice, yeah. I got you all riled up.
I'm calling Mike after the show. Tell him his vacation is canceled.
There you go. He better be back. Dude, let's give it up one more time. P.T. Bratton. Great dude. Really funny. Like I said, I watched the stand-up special. I got it on Amazon Prime. Funny enough, I think it's priced differently. I should have asked about that. It's priced differently depending on where you go for it. But on Amazon Prime, I was able to rent it. I think it was like $2.99 to rent it. So, I don't know. I think on, what was it that I looked first? I looked somewhere first, and I think it was like $4.99 or something like that. But either way, it's out there.
You said it was on Apple?
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. It's on Prime Video. I think you can even get it on YouTube. It's wherever, podcasts are, so Apple, iTunes, Spotify. Yeah, lots of places for it. So go out there, show the guy some love, man. He's a really good dude. Been doing it a long time, and it's good to see him, taking the big steps, those risks, right, getting in there.
Right.
Leon says, rent it on each platform to boost his numbers. I mean, I ain't got it like that, but I show support. I clicked, I rented, I watched. I got the view hours up there, but I don't know about renting it on each platform. I ain't got it like that. But go out there, support the man. Let's see, a little housekeeping. We're going to call it a night. But once again, I would be remiss if I wasn't to point out our earlier huge news, which is for the month of July, Hit Parade will be sponsoring each episode of Pop Culture Warrior and basically donating a huge giveaway mystery item to one lucky fan each week of July, which is ridiculous. I gave them the opportunity. I said, hey, man,
Absolutely.
Sponsor an episode. They're like, fuck it, we'll sponsor a month. That's huge. So we will be giving away one mystery item, a certified. This is not just something that's autographed. It's autographed and authenticated and certified as authentic. Something, movie poster, scripts, props, something from the realm of pop culture. Boxer shorts. Some people are into that kind of thing. Something from the realm of pop culture. It's really exciting. They sent me a list of other things they've done in the past, and I was like, holy shit. Like that's crazy to think we're going to be doing something like that. So very excited for it. And once again, if it goes well, if there's a good reception from this, I mean, I've done all I can at this point. I've laid it out at your feet at this point. But if the reception is well, then they are looking to possibly long-term collaborate and sponsor our big giveaways, and that'll be an incredible partner. And so, yeah, Hit Parade, awesome, excited. Follow us on all the social medias because each giveaway will be pulled from a different social media. There will be a Twitter giveaway, there will be a Facebook giveaway, there will be an Instagram giveaway, and then the final one will be live on this show, whatever's the last day of July. It's like July 28th, I think. Something like that. Sound all right?
You're not peeking ahead of time, are you?
30. At what the prizes are?
Yeah.
No. As I showed you, each box will be sealed. It will be tamper evident tape, and only when the winner is announced, when the winner is chosen live on this show each week, I will then And only then I will randomly, because remember, we're going to start with like 4 boxes and then 3 boxes and then 2 boxes. So the first 4 times, I'm just going to randomly mix up the boxes, grab one, cut it open. We're going to all together see what the prize is, and then I will send it to that person that won. And we'll do that each and every week until we're down to one last box, and a live viewer will win that box July 20. What did I just say? I've already forgotten. Fucking squirrel brain. July 28th, I think. 30th. July 30th will be the last episode of the month, and that will be when we give out the free prize. What's up?
So, if Joe Bob wins the first prize, you gonna take him out for the running for the second prize, or can Joe Bob win multiple prizes?
That's a great question. That is a great question.
Because I would be, I mean, what happens if a Patreon level 3 who also enters on social media, he's got 4 chances, he wins week 1 and then just by happenstance wins week 2? Is that fair?
I mean, I guess
And
it
part
depends.
of me says yes,
I was gonna say,
but the
it
other part of
depends.
me says that's no.
It depends if you're the guy winning, right? And that's what depends if it's fair or not. No, I think to be fair, for this one-time sponsorship, you can only win one of the 4 boxes. I think to be fair. Now, if we are to move forward,
a Patreon. Unless you're a Patreon sponsor.
No, I think in order to be fair, I look at this as one big sponsorship, even though it's 4 different prizes. I look at it as kind of one big sponsorship, and so I would like 4 different people to win. It'd be great if it was all my Patreon subscribers, because I want them to win for being such great fans and supporters. But if we are to move forward and more sponsorships or more prizes are sponsored in the future, then those are up for grabs. Anybody can win. King Smith says, fortune favors the paid.
True. I mean, I did bring this up, but I mean, I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but King Smith, that's a fact. I mean, if the first couple of winners is Patreon sponsors, maybe that would spark some individuals to go drop some coin on some Patreon.
I don't know. We shall see. But like Billy says here, maybe the last prize, like since it's a live show drawing, maybe everybody's got a crack at it. Maybe there could be a 2-time winner. It's possible. But I think I'm just being honest. I'm just speaking from the heart. I think I would like, for such a unique prize, I would like 4 different people to walk away with something. Shit, I might put myself in it because I wanna win it. It's not fair, man. Why does everybody else get free shit? Why do I get free shit? When do I get free shit? But no.
You get that Patreon money. Where's my cut of the Patreon money?
You know what? I think you're cutting out, dude. You're cutting out. I can't. How about you giving star? How about giving you stars? What stars? What stars? Oh, like YouTube stars or something like that. Like where you were able to. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Those stars things and the emotes things and like he gave me a galaxy on TikTok or whatever the hell those things are. But thank you everybody for watching tonight. Thank you for being who you are, hanging out with us as always. The show will continue. Leah says Facebook stars converts to money. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to figure that out. Like, would it equal more entries if people gave Facebook stars? I mean, those
are called bribes.
We'll figure it out. Maybe who knows? Maybe I gotta do some research and I gotta look into that and get educated on that to understand it more and how we can educated on it and how we can make that work. But I will say thank you guys for dealing with the some of the technical difficulties we've had tonight. I've got to figure out the music situation. I got to get that rectified. The vertical streaming, I've got to tweak that better. But for now, number one priority is this giveaway has to go perfectly. This giveaway has to go swimmingly because obviously we would love to
Oh,
partner
it
with them.
will. It
Yes.
will.
Yes.
People will respond. I think the first week, perhaps, maybe, but once they see what the first week's prize is, you open up that box and it's RDJ's boxer shorts, people are going to turn around and be like, oh my gosh, the money's going to start come flowing in Patreon. And that next entry, you're going to have 100,000 people. You're going to spend like a week trying to get the whole freaking wheel of destiny freaking set up, and then you're not going to sleep.
You good, man? You okay?
Yeah.
Did you have an energy drink before the show? Like you were just
No,
jazzed up. Just
no,
coffee.
I'm jazzed up. I'm just happy to be here, CQ. I love this.
Did you do a line of coke before the show? I was like, what's happening here? It's like, nope, all
Frankie said
good.
we couldn't do it. I did
Oh
not
man,
use any Bolivian marching band powder.
there you go. Yes, yes. Did you want to build a snowman after this? Anyway, all right. Well, guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen. I did want to say something. What was it about? That it was something specific from last. Oh, a lot of people out there know that I was like super into Alan Wake 2, which again, probably game of the year last year.
Yeah.
Phenomenal game, great game. Been dying for the DLC to come out. I played it. Eh, it was
Oh no.
eh. The game, again, the game, phenomenal. 10
Yeah.
for 10, perfect game, love it. The DLC was just a little it was just like it's the Night Springs DLC. It's basically 3 episodes of side characters doing a thing. But like the first one's basically just like a run and gun zombie shooter, which is like just doesn't feel like it belongs in this
Right.
whatever. And then the second one was closer to like how Alan Wake 2 was with flashlight mechanics and whatever, but it uses the protagonist from the last video game of Control, Jesse Faden, which was like okay, it was okay, very short. Like literally, you just walk up a thing, you do a thing, you go there, and then you come down, and it's done. It's like it was just very short. And then the third one of all of them was probably the most interesting, I guess, because it's what makes Alan Wake really good, and that universe kind of really good is that kind of like twisted logic and kind of like world within a world within a world within a world. So like
Yeah.
he's the guy's playing an actor who is on a show about a guy who jumps to different universes, but then basically it comes to life. Like he comes through from another universe and he's like, no, we really are. Like your reality, you're just playing this character, but in our reality, we really are those things. And he's jumping around and going to like he plays different versions of himself through the episode, and then like at one point it goes to like an 8-bit he's a 8-bit sprite in like an old school, almost like the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up style. Like it goes into that, and then he goes all the way back to like a text-based game. So it's literally like you're at a door, and then you have to hit enter, and it's like, and then do you go left or right? And so that's like the most interesting one of the 3. But yeah, I don't know, man. The DLC. They have one more coming out in a couple months. I'm hoping that's a little bit better, but yeah, it's just a little disappointing. Wasn't a fan.
Did you see the announcement today from Capcom?
Oh, about the like they're bringing back the old classics, Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I actually have. Is it Marvel superheroes, which is Marvel versus Capcom, the X-Men Children of the Atom, and the Punisher arcade game, just right over there, stage left. So yeah, I played
What, you talking about the cabinet?
Yeah.
When did you get that?
I've had that. Had that for a while. Yeah. When you came through the studio, it was in another room and it was kind of like behind some stuff. But now I've moved some things around and now it's right there. I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture later. Fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm trying to get. Hey, next month I'm trying to get up there for FTX.
Let's go. Let's go. And this
I
goes
mean,
out to everybody. Anybody watching this show, if you want to come and play some games with us, the door's always open. If we're having an FTX, you're more than welcome to come and fucking game with the boys. I know Leon's out there. He's come over, and Nemo's out there, and King's out there. They all come over. So yeah, open door policy.
FTX, I don't have to put face paint on like I did in the army, right? I don't have to camo up and
different
and
FTX.
sleep in my sleeping bag.
Different FTX, but yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I don't have to eat MREs, do I?
We might have to.
Well,
yeah.
you don't. A couple hours later, you're not going to want to be around me.
Well, we'll see. We're gonna do like a potluck dinner, and everybody has to bring just one MRE that we have to all share.
I'm bringing the veggie omelet.
Oh God, pizza wasn't that bad. It was like a steak one that I thought was pretty good. But anyway,
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Alrighty. I think that about wraps it. Next week, I'm supposed to have a guest. Might happen, might not. Long story short, it was supposed to be pre-recorded. It's an actress who is currently working on something, so we were going to pre-record it and air it next week, but we had to cancel the pre-recording because of a scheduling conflict. So if we can get it in before next Tuesday, then that will be what's on the air. If not, I don't know, man. We haven't done like a gaming night in a while. Maybe we'll do a gaming night. Maybe we'll do a eat it or yeet it, or maybe we'll open the phone lines. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
You should do all three.
Or we do all three. I mean, we could do all of it.
Better yet, have the person you're supposed to interview call in while we're doing eat it or yeet it while playing games.
I mean,
that would be great.
That could work as well. But all right. I think that's everything. I think there's nothing else. The Boys, watching The Boys. Boys is great. Acolyte is.
I'm gonna wait. Nope, not touching the Acolyte. I'm gonna wait for The Boys for the whole season to be out so I can watch it episode 1 all the way to, was it 8 or 10?
I think they're doing 8. They're doing 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Or was it 8 or 9? I forget.
I want to watch. I like it when I binge it. I don't like sitting on a cliffhanger going, when's
Okay. I won't say anything. I
Yeah.
would just say I'm enjoying it as always. They really know how to turn the screws to these guys and to keep upping the ante. So I'm enjoying it. Wires falling behind my head. But all right, guys. Thank you as always. This has been fun. Let's do a quick. Again, I've changed some things. So now, it's gone completely off the rails tonight.
CQ's losing it.
CQ's losing. CQ's lost it. It's gone. WTF Nation Radio all around. Sunday nights, sports bar with King and Coach. Tune in this coming Sunday. I think they're doing something for the first time ever. They're going to do like a live trivia competition. So like you'll be able to play along on your phone and answer questions and do like a live trivia thing. I think there's going to be prizes involved too. So I don't know. It is now. I just made it a thing. There's prizes involved now.
King stepping up to your level?
I mean, it's getting there. When he starts doing some interviews, maybe then. So yeah, tune in Sunday. They're gonna do that. Monday edition with Ice and Massey. They're finally back. I know Ice was out traveling for a little bit. He was back last night. Great show. But with all the news, commentary, and discussion from all around the world, Tuesday nights right here in this box, right here, That's Pop Culture Warrior. That's your boy. You know it. You know what we are. Wednesdays, Smoke Pit, Radar, TZ, doing their thing. Love what they do. I really do. I miss Radar. It used to be so good with me at Radar, and now I'm stuck with these guys. God.
Really? Really? All right, I hear what it is.
Thursday nights, Ice brings you Sergeant's Time. I think it's Ice and Spanky bringing art Sergeant's Time and doing all those fun things. Now, we're going to have to take a moment because this Friday night will be the last Friday Night Freedom. Kaz is going off the air, so we'll take a moment of silence for our dearly departed Friday Night Freedom. But I highly implore everyone tune in this Friday night, the farewell episode of Friday Night Freedom. For now, who knows? Maybe in the future. And I think temporarily, this has nothing to do with it, but temporarily, while that slot is empty, I think we're going to slide in FTX. Will be an official show here at WTF Nation Radio moving forward on a bi-weekly schedule, because I can't weekly. I can't. It's the amount of coordination that goes behind the scenes. You guys have no idea. But FTX will be sliding into the Friday night slot temporarily until another show comes along. Since we're going to be live anyway, might as well slide it into the slot. You know what I'm saying? Little male A to female B just kind of fits. Just worked out that way.
Slide it in.
Slide it in.
Slide it in.
And then least we forget, check out Weekend Co-ops. Again, we need to get a graphic going for that one. But Weekend Co-ops, Saturdays. And I think what we're going to do, I was talking to the team earlier. I think what we're going to do, since FTX is bi-weekly, on the Fridays that are not FTX, they're going to do Weekend Co-ops Friday and Saturday. Or just Friday. I don't know. We're working it out. Scheduling is a bitch. So there'll be something on Friday nights. It'll either be Weekend Co-ops with Nemo playing games, or it'll be FTX with us and the boys playing games. So either way, come check it out. And yeah. Oh, I just realized. Hold on. Nope, not that button. That button. I was like, man, so where that Friday Night Freedom icon is, might be cool to do like the FTX logo with like a slash and then like a Weekend Co-ops logo. So that way you know you're getting one or the other on Friday nights. I don't know. My graphics brain is lighting up. That part of my brain is lighting up. I gotta work on that. But ADHD is a bitch, man. It really, wherever the serotonin takes you, that's just where you go. That is the ride you're on. It's wherever the high comes from. Where are my ADHD people at? Oh, man. Somebody told me, they're like, when you take Adderall, it makes all the voices go quiet. And I was like, I don't know what I would do if all the voices went quiet all of a sudden.
I need all the voices.
Yeah, I was like, that's how I get this show done. Is literally all of the voices. It's the only way this show gets done. Okay. All right.
What are the voices telling you right now?
It's time to go to bed. Well, no, it's really time to go play video games. But once I'm done playing video games, then I'll go to bed. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode of Pop Culture Warrior. Continue to support the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Do all the things you always do, you beautiful, sexy people. Consider, if you want to be part of the gang, join us over at Patreon, man. Patreon.com/PopCultureWarrior.
Patreon, it's fun.
Yeah, man. We got these things and stuff and
things and stuff.
What else?
Fun.
What else you want? And Billy, if you're out there, buddy, your package will be in the mail Thursday. I'm literally looking at it right over there on my table. I put together. I sent him a little get to know you questionnaire, and based on his answers, I put some stuff together that I think he's gonna like. And Yeah, that'll be awesome. So we'll get that. Billy says, Angry Elf is streaking after this. So there you go.
Streaking!
Our boy Joseph out there says, don't forget to kiss your homies goodnight. With that, any final words for us there, Angry Elf?
Patreon. Become a Patreon subscriber so you can be a lucky winner when the hit parade comes.
Yes. Keep an eye out. Follow us on all the social media so you can hear about when the hit parade giveaway announcement comes out. You'll be the first
good.
one on it.
Yeah.
It
Works.
I need like a catchy, like a title for like the CQ's extravaganza explosion special, whatever. I don't know. I'm delirious. It's been a day. All right, folks. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Doc! Oh, no! We're too late! We missed it! Oh, jeez, this is heavy. Wait a minute, Doc, I got a time machine! I'm just gonna punch in the coordinates. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WTF Nation Radio. Now crank this bad boy up to 88 miles per hour.
Let's see it.